again, and I wanted to do a quick job tonight. I don't have a ton of time, so I'm going to do something a little fast. I went ahead and got these adjustable upper control arms, upper trailing arms, whatever you want to call them, for the rear end, for the express purpose of giving me some adjustability. So, as you know, we're putting a 6-speed transmission in here, and the driveline setup is going to be a little bit different. Going with adjustable uppers is going to allow us to change the pinion angle so we can get the driveline just right and not have any vibrations. So it'll be pretty simple. I went to QA1 to get these. I got them through Summit. I think these are through Summit Racing. Yeah. They ended up being the sort of cheapest ones that could get them to me the fastest. As you can see, it comes with new bushings for the rear end, which I'm sure we need. So we'll replace those, and then the adjustable uppers and the hardware you need to mount them. And then these are greasable, obviously, and then we can adjust them to get the length right for now. And then once we get the driveline together a little bit more with the drive shaft in, we can adjust it for the proper pinion angle. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing we got to do is take these old ones out. So I'll go ahead and jack up the back of the frame here, and then we'll get ourselves some room so we can take these out. Okay guys, so the first thing you got to do is take one of the old ones out so you can get at least the way I'm going to do it is take one of the old ones out so I can get a rough measurements. This is way easier to do with the body off, but if you were doing this with the body on, you could just come in from underneath, make sure you support the rear axle and everything. But like I said, it's going to be way easier for me to do this excuse me, with the body off and doing it with the body on, especially pulling the bushings out. They can be kind of a pain to remove, so this will make it 1,000 times easier. The bolts are 3/4 on both sides, so just sort of keep that in mind. And then as soon as you let go of that upper control arm, the differential is going to try to fall forward, so keep that in mind. Obviously with no weight on here, the suspension's in almost full rebound, so I don't have the benefit of that to make any of this easier. As you can see, here's the stock piece. It's just sort of a stamped steel, not all that strong, definitely not adjustable. Here's what we're replacing it with. And then I'm going to make sure to set these up at the same length right now. Like I said, I'm going to have to adjust them, and basically make these a little bit longer to get my pinion angle to be reduced where I need it to be. So this doesn't have to be exact. There's two ways to go about this when you're trying to set it up. One is to get the lengths pretty close when you take the old one out and put a new one in, and then from there you can measure your driveline angles. They have apps that'll let you do it on your phone if you don't have an angle finder, or you can get an angle finder that'll do the same thing. You can probably get the app for free, to be honest with you, so I would probably just go ahead and go that route. Then you'd set the phone on the transmission, figure out what your angle is back here, figure out what the corresponding angle is in the front, and then try to make them as close as you can get them. So to get these lengths right, the easiest thing to do would be to put a bushing in here and then run a bolt through long enough to catch both sides, and then you can get the eye holes pretty lined up. Just make sure you keep the distancing correct. These are almost right on out of the box, so I'll just adjust them a little bit. The next part that's going to be a little bit more difficult is pulling this bushing out. I have like some ball joint separating tools, stuff like that I'm going to try to use to get that out. and we'll see how well that goes. Like I said, I have this ball joint removal kit. I bought it from like Amazon or eBay or something. It was pretty inexpensive, and it comes with all the different setups for all kinds of different ball joint designs and sizes. So I'm going to give this a shot and see if I can't pull it out using this. I'm going to try it with that on there. See if that... Let's just push it out a little bit easier. And it can be kind of a pain. It can be kind of a pain to hold all this stuff while you're setting it up. Definitely something you should do by yourself with only 2 hands. And then from there we can use an impact gun or a ratchet or whatever to try to press this out. So alright guys, well I scraped about 400 pounds of grime and gunk off this differential, and now we can go ahead and install the new bushing. So take some grease, and the instructions say to put some on the inside of the bushing to keep it from squeaking, so we'll go ahead and lube up this inside of the housing real good. And then it comes with 2 pieces. This is a polyurethane thrust washer, they call it, and then here's the bushing itself. And they tell you to go ahead and put this polyurethane thrust washer on the inboard side. So we'll go ahead and do that. Put the thrust washer right there. And that's all there is to it. Okay. It has this grease fitting on here, and it wants you to orient that down so you can get to it from the underside. And then it comes with 2 different size washers. There's a thick one that's a grade 8, and then there's a grade 5 thin one. He wants the thin ones back here, and the thick ones up there. And it comes with all the hardware. Just remember the threaded, on these uppers, the threaded one goes inboard. So that it can meet up with the other crossbar in there. Alright, so that's one side done, and we'll just go ahead and repeat the same thing on the other side. Alright guys, as you can see, that's everything installed. I haven't greased it yet, and they're in the rough length that I need them, but like I said, I'll need to adjust it for the driveline angles. And it's pretty easy. There's just these two locking nuts on either side. You loosen those, and then you can spin the housing to shorten or lengthen the rod. Overall, it's pretty easy. I think it took me just about an hour to do that. And you know, some of that time was cleaning 400 pounds of gunk off the differential. But all in all, it'll be a good investment to help me adjust the pinion angle so I don't have any driveline vibration. But I appreciate you guys watching as always. I have a kit. I have a classic performance parts kit for the wagon that's similar, but it's got uppers, lowers, and a sway bar, so that I can go ahead and take care of these same bushings on the wagon. And I'll show you how to do that with the body on, so you guys get a feel for both. I just figured I would do this while I had the body off before I start welding on the floors. But like I said, I appreciate you guys watching, and if you have any comments, questions, please drop them down below. And otherwise, we'll see you next time.